High on a mountain in northern Israel, a group of specialists are looking for the underlying foundations of current man. During their significant work, the group then, at that point, tracked down a fossil covered underneath the ground, and unimaginably later examination recommends that it's the most established proof of Homo sapiens at any point tracked down past the limits of Africa. Furthermore, additionally, that being the situation, this revelation could have bewildering suggestions for history as we have up until recently known it. Hit that subscribe button and become a part of our community of like-minded individuals who love the History Collective. Let's get started. Naturally, our planet was inhabited by a wide variety of creatures millions of years ago. What's more, someplace down the line, the incredible primates showed up. However, while some of these so-called humans went on to develop into the chimpanzees and orangutans that we are familiar with today, others developed in a very distinct manner. Over the long run, you see the Homo arose. This is the classification of the species that would one day bear human offspring. So after some of our initial family members had advanced, people at last created. Even though this evolutionary process has been going on for thousands of years, very little is known about how it actually happened. In fact, what scientists know about human evolution is constantly changing. Despite the fact that there are no written records and tools can be hard to date, experts are able to shed light on the mystery by studying the fossilized remains of early humans. Therefore, scientists are able to learn more about our species through fossils, and their knowledge is constantly expanding. Up to this point, for instance, fossil proof apparently shown that cutting-edge people had arisen approximately quite a while back. In any case, a skull found in Morocco in 2017 was dated to exactly 100,000 years before that. Fossils can be read up for more than simply making a course of events, however, utilizing fossil proof. For instance, the question of where humans originated has been the subject of lengthy debate among scientists. In point of fact, experts had previously come to a consensus that the earliest Homo sapiens appeared somewhere on the African continent before spreading worldwide. In fact, when Charles Darwin proposed that Africa was the cradle of human life in 1871, this idea started to take root. Darwin made the point in his book, The Descent of Man, that gorillas and chimpanzees, two of humanity's closest relatives, still lived on the continent in his time. He then argues that this could also have been the place where Homo sapiens first emerged, as evidenced by the discovery of the remains of other Homo species throughout Asia and Europe. Darwin's theories, however, were rejected. Then, in 1924, an incredible discovery was made: a boy's fossilized skull, thought to be from more than 2 million years ago. The skull, which was dubbed the Tang Child, was eventually determined to belong to Australopithecus africanus, which is thought to have been a precursor to modern humans. Then, over time, more Tang Child-like fossils were discovered through excavations in the area. Also, in the end, established researchers came to acknowledge that the principal people had likely arisen on the African mainland similarly as Darwin had recommended. Then this theory of human evolution remained widely accepted for many years, thousands of miles away. Notwithstanding, a group of archaeologists in Israel coincidentally found something that could change that story for good. In 2001, Professor Israel Herskovitz from Tel-Aviv University and Professor Mina Weinstein from Israel's University of Haifa joined forces to work on an ambitious excavation known as the Mislia Cave Project, which aimed to excavate a site high up on Mount Carmel in northern Israel. This region was settled, according to many experts, during the Paleolithic period, which occurred roughly between 17,002 and 6 million years ago. Furthermore, in Mislia Cave itself, archaeologists had, as a matter of fact, found layers of history dating as far back as long as 400,000 years. Various phases of human growth and development. Therefore, in addition to the primitive axes that the archaeologists discovered among the remains, they also discovered more advanced tools like projectiles and knives. Additionally, the experts discovered evidence of the tool's previous use. According to a 2007 article published in the Journal of Human Evolution, the new zoological data from Miss Leah Cave, particularly the abundance of meat-bearing limb bones, filled-in cut marks, and the acquisition of prime-age prey, demonstrate that early Middle Paleolithic people had developed hunting abilities. Archaeologists likewise found an immense range of creature survives from the site. In the cave that Weinstein ever furnished, they had a delicatessen. In fact, she noted that there were ostrich eggs, hair, and the remains of orange wild boar and other animals' meat. Miss Lee, she continued, they sucked on ham and eggs. Archaeologists also discovered possibly the first evidence of upholstery, Miss Lee. This was through cushioning that had lined seats encompassing the cavern's hearth. However, the jawbone, which had been excavated from the earth in 2002, was the most exciting find. Clearly, a rookie understudy had revealed the jawbone the initial time had went to one of the gathering's digs, covered in what's known as frozen soil. After careful extraction from the cave, the fossil was transported to a laboratory. There, the meticulous undertaking of eliminating layers of silt from the find started. Herskovits told the Times of Israel that it is a frustrating process that takes a lot of time and must be done step by step to avoid damaging the fossil, which took about a year to clean and prepare for study. However, when the discovery was finally made public, the archaeologists were astonished by what they had discovered. Incredibly, the fossilized jawbone really had all the earmarks of being that of a cutting-edge human. However, this conclusion was not without flaws. Evidently, the fossil had been found inside layers accepted to date to the early Center Paleolithic timeframe, explicitly between quite a while back. So considering that the group felt that they could without hesitation accept that the fossil was over 120,000 years of age. Up to that point, in any case, the earliest proof of Homo sapiens beyond Africa was perceived as having started between quite a while back. As a result, some people were skeptical about whether or not their shocking discovery had broken this record. What's more, this was in spite of the way that past comparable fossils had likewise been found in another cavern near Mount Carmel. Mount Precipice, near Nazareth, approximately 30 miles away, also contained supporting finds. Even though the fossil only contained an upper jaw, bone, and 8 teeth, it revealed a significant amount of information, and the team embarked on a quest to secure a concrete date for their find. Despite the fact that the fossil only consisted of an upper jaw, 8 teeth, and looked so modern that it took us 5 years to convince people because they couldn't believe their eyes. To get to this data, sending the fossil to the University of Vienna was one of the first steps. Gerhard Weber, a paleoanthropologist, runs a virtual laboratory here. Their master set about deciding if the jawbone had come from Homo sapiens or from Neanderthals. Then his research center, Weber delivered a 3D model of the fossil, permitting him to see its elements more meticulously. Ever-found anthropologist Rolf M.Q.M. of New York Binghamton University told the New York Times that it's not often that you can make a superlative statement, but in this case you can. Therefore, the team was prepared to reveal their discovery to the world in January 2018. What's more, in spite of the fact that their discoveries were considered uncommon, they are not by any means the only specialists with proof supporting an alternate story of human development. In point of fact, some people are of the opinion that Homo sapiens may have existed in Eurasia as recently as 220,000 years ago. Some experts also thought that the genes of those early humans might have come from Neanderthals. For sure, it has for some time been associated that the various species with Homo interbred with each other. The new dates proposed by this fossil have, notwithstanding, constrained archaeologists to reevaluate the idea of these connections. This indicates that modern humans may have interacted with other ancient human groups for a longer period of time, creating more opportunities for cultural and biological exchange. Clem, who was a co-creator on the exploration, told The Gatekeeper in 2018. However, as we have seen, that was not the only discovery. The majority of experts had previously held the belief that Homo sapiens first left Africa approximately 60,000 years ago. Although earlier remains had been discovered in Israel, it had been hypothesized that these were leftovers from unsuccessful migration attempts. In fact, in 2015, archaeologists made the announcement that they had discovered human teeth in China that were thought to be 100,000 years old. This is 1,000 of miles from where Homo sapiens were remembered to have arisen. According to some experts, findings like these suggest that early humans spread across the globe in a series of migrations rather than in a single push. As a result, the recent study of the misli, a jawbone, could represent the earliest discovery of modern humans outside of Africa yet. Everything Miss Leah says to us is that cutting-edge people left Africa not quite a while back, yet a long time back, Herskovits told the Watchman. This is an upheaval in the manner in which we figure out the development of our species. Also, experts thought that early people didn't just pass through the Mount Carmel area. Proof even proposes that the site was occupied for a drawn-out period, because it was a central train station and people were passing through this land corridor between continents. It was always full. In 2018, Herskovits informed Nature. However, it is thought that the region might have been difficult for early humans to live in because of the long periods of dry weather that were followed by wetter ones. As a result, some experts believe that the misli of fossils may provide evidence that Israel was once a part of a larger region that connected Asia and North Africa. Leave a comment below and tell us what you think. If you liked the video, give it thumbs up. As always, subscribe to our channel to see more great videos. Thanks for watching.